First of all, there's no TBATE anime. Second of all, it's not an anime adaptation, just fun animation. Nah, fun animation looks better. Third of all, it is literally a blue lock. Just add some ball in there and there. Alright, let's dive in. Today we're talking about... Oh, we screwed. TBATE's dark arc deserves that treatment. A lot of folks don't make it. Art on Rudius? Not even close. Why TBATE's manhwa is so freaking awesome. And I'm gonna break down how I call it 8 months ago. Yeah, I knew it was gonna flop. Plus, we'll dig into what sets Mushoko and TBATE apart. And why the TBATE novel and manhwa are pure gold compared to this massive fan adaptation. Hey, it's Matty, don't forget to smash that like button, drop a comment and subscribe for more anime content and manga like this. Let's get started. First, let's talk about a man without who it just can't happen. Turtleme, the enigmatic creator behind the beginning after the end, is a Korean-American author whose real name is Tae Lee, also referred to as Brandon Lee. Launching his web novel on Tibates in early 2017, he has since expanded TBATE into a hit webcomic, print volumes and a 2025 anime adaptation by Studio A-Cat. His work blends Eastern and Western fantasy influences, has been translated into over 10 languages and boasts massive readership, over 62 million reads worldwide, and nearly 500,000 in monthly revenue. Despite long maintaining anonymity, he finally engaged with fans in person at major events like Anime NYC. Turtleme actively supports his community via Patreon, offering early access chapters and behind the scenes content. And there's some interesting facts about TBATE creation. He invented a pseudo language for webcomic scripting. With no standard script format for webcomic back in 2018, Turtleme and artist Fuyuki23 worked with the Tapas team to codify their own shorthand, describing camera angles, panel beats, and pacing in what he calls a pseudo-language. This ad hoc system helped bridge the gap between novel pose and visual storytelling. He and Tapas took a mutual leap of faith. When TBATE first left Royal Road, Tapas was also just getting started. Turtleme credits much of his success to that early partnership. We both took a chance on each other, he says, proceeding through the platform's growing pains and helping shape Tapas into the major webcomic site it is today. I'm breaking down how the beginning after the end stacks up against Mushoku Tensei, and then we'll talk about why TBATE's manhwa is so freaking awesome. I'm obsessed with manhwa, okay? I'm jumping to TBATE purely on hype, no clue what I was getting into, and I'm stoked to know I'm not alone in love fest. Sure, they've got similarities with Mushoko, but they're way different beasts. Art on Rudius? Not even close, and lately the stories are veering off in totally opposite directions. So first up, why does TBATE sometimes feels like a Mushoko clone? Most main guys get reincarnated, right? They learn magic early, because their mom used healing spells on them, then teach themselves the basics and get hailed as geniuses. Next, they both get caught up in some crazy incident, go missing, turn to adventurers, and rack up some serious street cred. Oh, and they end up at a university, where they're basically the strongest dude around. That's a lot of overlap, no lie. But hold up, the difference are huge. Magic systems? Mushoko has these big, flashy categories of magic and swordsmanship, while TBATE's got its 4 elemental types and core stages for every major warrior. Then there's a creature inside Arthur and his kinda daughter Sylvia, who are massive to the plot, versus Rudius with his 3 wives, and a whole garden of kids. Even their vibes are night and day. Rudius is out here living his best life to make up for his hicky-neat past, while Arthur, burned by a life of betrayal and cruelty, is trying to find his own way to live fully too. Here's where it really splits the second half of their stories. If we call their childhood, adventure geeks and university days as the first half, the next part is wild. No spoilers, but Mushoko Season 3 teases a dark timeline that, thankfully, Rudius dodges. TBATE though, it dives headfirst into its dark plot. In the manhwa, the war's just kicking off now, but in a novel, let's just say, a lot of folks don't make it. I'm a sucker for dark stories, there's so few in anime, and I'm dying for a studio to nail this vibe to reboot Berserk or Tokyo Ghoul, where the manga's way better than the anime. TBATE's dark arc deserves that treatment, but the anime, I'm not getting anywhere near that far. I'm calling it now. And now brace yourselves, cause here comes the darkest and the most painful part of this video for me. We're gonna talk about TBATE's anime adaptation. Now we talk about how I called it 8 months ago. I knew the beginning after the end anime gonna crash and burn. And the big red flag? Studio A-Cat's last project. The strongest magician in the Demon's Lord army was a human, which dropped in summer 2024. The second I saw TBATE was handed to A-Cat, I was like, oh, we screwed. Here's the kicker, the strong magician actually looks better than TBATE. No, seriously, everything everything looks better than TBATE. Even Blue Dog Season 2, which got roasted for its animation, pulled off the clutchy Sagi goal in the final. TBATE, it's a slideshow disaster. I was expecting Mushoku Tensei levels of animation, or even solo leveling vibes, but this. It's barely scraping by, worse than low tier isekai, and almost as bad as Izumaki's flop after episode 1. In my book, TBATE's the most disappointing anime of 2025 so far. Though that One Punch Man Season 3 trailer looks like it might give it a run for its money. The best case scenario for TBATE is if Turtleme, the author, sees this train wreck and pulls an Our Last Crusade or the Rise of a New World move. You know, where the author stepped in, hit pause and the man not ever do. Either rework the whole thing or just kill it now. Maybe someday a solid studio will see TBATE's potential, give it the love it deserves, and animate it like a masterpiece novel and manhwa it is. That's my rant on TBATE. I'm betting a lot of you feel the same about this mess. Got more to say? Drop it in a comment below. Thanks for watching. This was Matty and I'll catch you next time.